People succeed or fail in life largely based on their leadership ability. In my lifetime, I have learned so much about leadership. At an academic level, we have been taught about the autocratic, the paternalistic, and the laissez-faire leader. We have been taught about the democratic leadership. We have been also taught about so many other shades of leadership. Leadership is the subject matter that perhaps we have 50 shades of leadership. Today, I want us to do a deep dive into the concepts surrounding leadership. Even I myself have developed a terminology that we call the proactive leaders. And today we will examine some of the old and some of the new with the interest of providing you with an essential content of information that perhaps can help you to be a better leader. Now, leader and leadership is relevant to you, whether you're in business or whether you're the average individual who wants to achieve more in life. I begin today's program by asking a very important question, and that is, what makes a leader stand out? So I want you to think about that, and perhaps you can jot down, why do you think leaders stand out? While you do so, do permit me to introduce myself. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature. And I'm the self-published author for several books, including Billionaire Quotes and Manager's Toolkit. I am also the author for 10X Branded and Marketing Blueprint, Business Success Ecosystem. A beautiful book, and you don't want to miss it. So today we're going to be looking at why great leaders stand out. What makes a leader stand out? Under today's heading, we will be examining a number of issues. One, I repeat this, we'll be looking at why leaders stand out, and I'll be giving you those reasons why. Two, we'll be looking at visionary characteristics and what it represents. We will look at the next generation of visionaries. We will be talking a bit about the proactive leadership ecosystem. Along with this, we will look a little bit at the process of thinking ahead. We'll give some more clarity on what it takes to be visionary and goal setting. And last but not least, we'll look at the 5 levels of visualization. I promise you that today's program is going to be really exciting. And it's for you who may be a leader or who are aspiring to be a leader. And these concepts that I'm introducing to you, they're taken directly from my book. So let's start the journey. The question was asked, what makes a leader stand out? Now, from the research that we are doing, we are seeing that there are a number of characteristics that really showcase great leaders. And one of those leadership characteristics that we have been looking at is what is better known as the visionary characteristics. Today, I will go deep into what is and who is a visionary leader and what are those characteristics. So at the conclusion of this program, you will have a much better idea as to how that visionary leader, what are those characteristics of the visionary leader. But just before I get into that, let me also point out some of the other essential characteristics of leader that makes the leader stand out. Secondly, we talk about what we have seen is that they have an excellent and impeccable relationship capital characteristics. They value relationship and they invest time, talent, and resources to build out the healthiest of relationship with critical stakeholders. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at all of this. Third, we have seen that they are team players. So they have a very strong and healthy team player characteristics. Now, all leaders, it is essential for you to understand what we call the team leaders, the team player characteristics. This characteristics is relevant to you whether you're in business or whether you're the average individual who wants to achieve more in life. Learning, applying, and mastering these characteristics is going to set you apart from the average leader out there. The other characteristics that we have seen is social entrepreneurship. And social entrepreneurship really speaks about you making a commitment as a leader to provide service. It's above and beyond you now. It's beyond you. It's no longer self-service, but you are now committing time, talent, and resources to serve in the interests of others. And these are some of the qualities that we are seeing that makes great leaders stand out. The last one is what we call the global impact. They are leaders who deliberately set out to create global impact. It's very easy to see this when we look at some of the top 100 companies. Like you might have the companies like Amazon. They have built a brand that touch every corner of the world. All right, you have Apple. They have touched every corner of the world. And of course, when you look at the leadership mindset, the visionary leadership mindset here, it tells a whole story. Again, over the next few weeks, I will do my best to dig in deep into these concepts to ensure that you really understand what are those characteristics that help leaders to stand out. My greatest vision is that you can now adopt these visions into your lifestyle. You can learn them, apply them, master them, because they're now part of your life, and you're leveraging this body of knowledge in your business, in your personal life, to achieve more in life. Now, what I want us to do is to dig in deep now. I trust you're taking your notes. I want to talk about the visionary characteristics, but just before I get into this, I want to throw another question out to you, and that is, are visionary born or are visionary nurtured? That's a very important question. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. I want you to think about it, because there might be some people that believes that the ability to visualize is a special talent and you have to born with it. And there might be those who believe that you can be nurtured through your experience and socialization to life to really understand what it takes to be a visionary leader. In my experience, what I've learned is that visionaries are both born, but they're also nurtured. All right. The important question to ask here is, what is the process to nurture visionary leaders? What is the process to nurture the next generation of visionary? And of course, across the world, we need these kind of visionary thinkers, the visionary thinkers who are social actors and transformational leaders and are global thinkers. We need the visionaries who are, the dream makers, the game changers, and the trendsetters. We need visionaries that can truly trust, touch and transform the life of people, the life of organizations all across the world. There is a growing need for these types of leaders. So the question that I want to put out here today is, what is the process to nurture visionary, the next generation of visionary leaders? And I'm going to be giving you some important notes here. We at Global Capital Inc., because we have took many years studying leadership and the need for this skill set, we have not only studied it, but we have built out a number of theses to make life easier for you. We are now partnering with 10X Branded and Marketing LLC out of New York to ensure that this content reach every corner of the earth, because we believe that these are essential, groundbreaking information that our research has exposed us to, and by extension, we have documented, we have written this into the new books that we are producing. So let's begin our discussion today in terms of really evaluating the process to nurture visionary leadership characteristics. And it begins with an understanding of what is proactive leaders ecosystem. Yes, I want you to take note here. What is the proactive leaders ecosystem? This is an important ecosystem and you don't want to miss it, because it's going to really help you to understand how to become a visionary leaders. Now, as you begin to examine the proactive leaders ecosystem, there's three important things that I want you to take note of here. One, I want you to take note of the importance of thinking ahead. All right. All visionary leaders, they think ahead. The term proactive leaders, proact is not to react, it's to proact. And to proact, you have to be able to think ahead. So one of the important characteristics here is you learning, applying, and mastering the ability to think ahead. Now, what exactly is thinking ahead represents? I'm going to come back to this just now. So the first body of knowledge that you want to get here is how to learn, apply, and master the process of thinking ahead. And I'll talk about that just now. I repeat it, you want to learn, apply, and master the process that allows you to think ahead. All right, are you thinking ahead in terms of business ownership? Are you thinking ahead in terms of home ownership? Are you thinking ahead in terms of early retirement? Are you thinking ahead in terms of, your IRA, investment retirement account? There's a whole range of things that you can think ahead about. Are you thinking ahead about your children's college education? You can think ahead about a range of things. And these are essential characteristics of the visionary. To be a visionary, it simply means that you're thinking ahead. You're not proactive. You are ahead of the game because you're thinking ahead. So that's step one. And you want to learn this, apply this, and master the process of thinking ahead. The second essential ecosystem here is to really understand how to see beyond problems. Yes, see beyond problems. It's important that you commit the time, talent, and resources to really understand, to learn, apply, and master that process that enables you to see beyond the problem. All visionary, all right, great leaders see beyond problems. Now just think about it. See yourself as a leader and see yourself interfacing with various challenges. Challenges to start a business that you want to get listed on the IPO. Listed as an IPO, where you can generate massive amounts of dollars to invest in product innovation and service innovation, scaling out your brand with local, regional, and international relevance. You are that type of leader, but guess what? You have the vision, but then there's problems. You're not able to reach the pre-qualification criteria to get the company listed. That's a problem. And when you hit the problem, when you're faced with that problem, what do? You stop. And you allow the problem to hijack your entire future. Believe me, there are millions and hundreds of millions of persons across the world that get stuck in this zone. A true, great, visionary leader, they're never stuck. All right? This program is designed to get you unstuck if you're there. All right? You set the clear goals, and we're going to talk about that, but you take informed action to achieve desired results. So we're here. You have the vision, but then you see the problem. The problem is cash flow. All right. The problem is access to relationship capital. And you have the problem, but you're not trained to see beyond it. This program that we have designed at Global Capital Income 10X, Branded and Marketing LLC out of New York, it is designed to get you past the problem zone. You will learn, you will apply, you will master processes that enables you to see beyond the problem. So this ecosystem is absolutely necessary because believe me, millions, hundreds of millions of persons are trapped right here. You have dreams, hopes, and aspirations. You have personal dreams, you have professional dreams, you have those dreams. But in most cases, when you see the problems, you become stuck. Our mission is to get you unstuck. The third ecosystem here under proactive leadership, the ecosystem, is for you to understand what is informed action, how to take informed action. Now, this again is a subject matter that you want to learn, apply, and master. How you can take informed action to achieve desired results. You want to be able to do this. All right. So there's three important systems that you have been taught here under this ecosystem that we call proactive leaders ecosystem. You were taught about the process of thinking ahead. You were taught about the process of seeing beyond problems, and you were introduced to the process of informed action. Over a period of time, we will also go much deeper into this to ensure that you have clarity of understanding of this subject matter. What I will do now, I will go for deeper clarity by looking at the entire process surrounding the thinking ahead, the process of thinking ahead. Now, saying thinking ahead is one of the process. The average person want to say it's clear because you now know that you need to think ahead. It's an essential characteristics of visionary leaders. They think ahead. But how does this process work? Is it clear enough when I say visionary leaders think ahead? What are you thinking ahead about? Do you understand how to apply the process? If you don't, I'm going to try to bring greater clarity to that for you today. So today is your lucky day. I want to begin by saying the ability to think ahead, it is literally the application of your creative thinking ability that allows you to see the beginning and the end and the center of a given process. I can recall many years ago, as I was rolling out one of these programs, a student asked me, "Sir, is there a way to see the beginning, the end, and the center of a given process?" I smile and I say, "Yes, sir, there is that way." Some typical example, and I'm going to break this down further for you. Some typical example that allows you to think ahead, to see the beginning, the end, and the center of a given process relates to one, have you ever worked with a contractor? Professional contractors, one of the first thing that they do before they start any building process is that they have what is known as the builder's plan drawing. That builder's plan drawing reflects a vision. And on that plan itself, it shows you an entire vision. It shows you the beginning, the end, and the technical persons will know the in-between. All right, so that's a typical example. The other case example we can look at here is successful businesses across the world. They just don't wake up and say, "I want to get into business." They may wake up and say, "I want to get into business," but the next steps that follow, they are essential steps that you want to learn, apply, and master. For example, successful businesses across the world, they have their business strategic plan. And the business strategic plan gives them a clear mental vision of what they want to accomplish. And it tells them a step-by-step approach that they need to take to achieve the given objective. And that literally allows them to see the beginning, the end, and the center. The center part may be human resources, technical resources, financial resources that they need to move that process forward. The ability to see these things tells you what steps you need to do to overcome those challenges. The third example that I want to give you here today is the most successful people in life, they too have a game plan, and it's called having your personal life master plan. In living and leading your personal life, do you have your personal life master plan? It is absolutely necessary for you to commit time, talent, and resources to get that master plan if you don't have it already. And again, if you don't have it, I want to encourage you to reach out to some professional or reach out to us at Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York. We'll be so happy to work with you to help you to develop this game plan. The great books say, if you don't have a vision, it's one of the reasons that you're going to perish. So developing your builder's plan drawing or working with a professional to do so allows you to get that vision. And when you have that vision, you're most likely to achieve it. Second, developing that business, having your business strategic plan allows you to have a clear vision as to what you want to accomplish, why you want to accomplish it, and how to accomplish it. Just gives you vision. Having that vision allows you to achieve it much easier. Developing your personal life master plan tells you where you are today, where you want to go tomorrow, and how to get there. And the main fact that you're committing the time, talent, and resources to learn all of these things, it sets the stage for you to be more successful in life, in business, in everything that you do. Now, I say all of this as a prelude, coming down to this wire here now to give you greater clarity as to how you can position yourself to apply the process of thinking ahead. What are some of the first things that you want to do when you're attempting to position yourself to think ahead, which is one of those essential characteristics of the visionary leadership? This represents one clear goal setting. All right, clear goal setting. All visionary, all right, all great leaders, they set clear goals. But I know saying to you, set clear goals may not even be clear enough, but you want to set clear goals. All right. The second step here is to set clear timelines. Clear timelines. Start date, end dates, completion criteria. You must be absolutely clear about these things. Third, you want to have clear game plan. All right. Clear game plan. This is absolutely necessary. You set a goal is not the beginning and the end. You set your timeline is not the beginning and the end. The game plan must be clear, and the game plan must be able to influence the goals that you have set yourself. All of these things are things that we have built out just for you to ensure that you're able to set goals, you're able to be that visionary, you're able to go after your goals, and you're able to achieve them. The reason why millions of people, billions of people across the world continue to fail every day in their life, every year in their life, you set those New Year resolutions. We're in the month of a new month here, coming down to a new month. Guess what? Guess what? We're quickly approaching November. But guess what? You're going to set your New Year resolution at the end of the year. And just like many other years, you fail at doing so, you're going to fail again. Why? Because you're not committing yourself. You're not committing the time, talent, and the resources to learn, apply, and master the essential tools that will guarantee your success. Your success or failure ultimately will rise and fall based on your leadership ability, based on your vision, all right, based on your ability to combine visionary leadership to achieve your personal or professional goals that you are setting for yourself. So we're going into deeper clarity here. So when we talk about thinking ahead, the first concept that you have walked away with is clarity, clear goal setting, all right? Clear timeline, clear game plan. And I want to emphasize this, strong team dynamics. All right, you want to have a strong team in place. You want to have a dynamic team in place. You see, this is the mistake that many of you guys make. You set in goals, you have dreams and hopes and aspirations, and you're going after these things, me, myself, and I. That is a design to fail because there's only so much me, myself, and I can do. All right, you need a team. Not just a team, you need the right team. All right, you need the right team dynamics being played out in that entire setup. It's absolutely necessary. All right, and that's why we are here again at Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York to ensure that we provide you with this content of information. We want you to succeed in business and in life. We want you to succeed with everything that you're doing. All right. You have the potential to achieve greatness, but it's absolutely necessary that you expose yourself to the right kind of information, the right tools, get the right support to move you towards your success story. All right. So you learned 4 important things here about the process of thinking ahead. Setting clear goals, setting clear timeline, developing a clear game plan, building a strong team, absolutely necessary. All right. There are there's 9 important concepts to go through here, but I'm going to stop at the 5th one, which is called clear WBS. What do I mean by the WBS? I mean your work breakdown structure. And this is how technical it can become. You see, I never say it's going to be easy. I'm going to say to you, it's possible. Success is possible for everyone. But I'm going to say this to you, it's not going to be easy. I'm not promising you it's going to be easy. Once you're willing to get enough skin in the game, all right, I promise you, all right, you commit the time, talent, and the resources towards your dreams and hopes and aspirations, you will be able to achieve it. In my experience in life, what I've learned is that there's no goal that is impossible to achieve. We have learned that where there is a will, there is a way. We have learned that so as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. All right. So if I'm going to believe in those scriptural teaching that has been documented by the greatest thinker the world has ever known, the greatest creator the world has ever known, if I'm going to believe in it, I have to also believe that what I'm saying to you, that when I say to you that it's possible for you to achieve your dream, that it is indeed possible. It may not be easy, but it is possible. All right, so I'm just going to quickly recap the 5 important steps that you need to learn, apply, and master as it relates to the process of thinking ahead. Do you want to learn how to think ahead like a visionary do? Learn, apply, and master these 5 things I'm going to give you now. 1, develop clear goals. All right, set clear goals. The goals must be clear. And I'm going to give you some more clarity on this just now. I like going for clarity. My mission here is to ensure that you are clear about this body of knowledge so you can apply it. All right, so I'm going to talk some more about clarity. So stay right there. Remember, if you're in business or you're the average individual who wants to achieve more in life, I would encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. You're at the right place. All right, this platform will continue to give you information that is going to transform the way you think and is going to set the stage to transform the positive results that you get in life. All right, so you learn about clear goal setting, you learn about clear timelining, you learn about clear game planning, you learn about strong team dynamics, you also learn about the WBS, the work breakdown structure, setting a clear work breakdown structure. Let me talk a little bit here about the work breakdown structure. This is how it becomes, technical. This is where the rubber meets the road. And again, you want to commit the time, talent, and resources to master this. Don't let it scare you. We are here to give you that technical support, the mentorship, the coaching, and the support to be successful at what you do. We have evaluated hundreds, perhaps thousands of persons over many years when it comes to building out your work breakdown structure. You have your goals, it is set. You have your dreams, your hopes and aspirations, you know what those things are. You have your timeline, it is clear in your head. You even have your game plan. You build a team, but guess what? Your work breakdown structure is not there. Now, what is your work breakdown structure? Your work breakdown structure takes into consideration every single steps that has to be taken by the product innovation department, the public relation department, the human resource department, the finance department, the product launch. Every single player in this game, every single thing is clearly documented. Every single action that has to be taken to achieve the completion criteria, the end results that you have in mind. So if the end result is to cash flow maximize, to earn $1 billion in a year. At your WBS, the WBS gives you a step-by-step approach, all right, to achieving the objective. And that is not all right? You look at project implementation, evaluation, and you have the control mechanism in place, the configuration management systems in place to ensure that you achieve it. The reason why you're not going to be successful in realizing your corporate dreams and in realizing your personal dreams, because these systems, you're not applying it. All visionary leaders across the world, they understand these systems, and if even they don't understand it, they have the subject matter expert on their side to support them in this process. Do you understand this entire process? Or do you have the subject matter expert to help you through this entire process? The failure at these two levels literally guarantees the failure of the dreams and hopes and aspirations that you have for yourself. We at Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York, we want you to be successful. That's why I'm committing time to bring these information to you, because I want you to be successful. Our team wants you to be successful. Now, I want to go a little deeper here with you. All right, this is how deep we go. We go for clarity. All right, there's no play about the game that we play here, right? This is serious business, and our business is to serve you at the highest level. And that's to ensure that you can learn this information, you can apply this information, and you can get the desired results that we want. We hold ourselves accountable to that. So let's go a little deeper here. When we talk about setting clear goals, what exactly are we saying here? Again, you might have never heard this before, but this again is what our research, original research, is saying to us. And we want to give this information to you. Many of you set goals, but guess what? The goal that you're setting, or the goals that you're setting, is all about what you want to achieve personally. So in looking at your New Year resolution, you know this is true, all right? You set a goal, and the goal is you want to have $1 million in your bank account at the end of the year. And it's all about me, myself, and I. It's all about you. That approach is designed to make you fail, all right? That approach is a design to make you fail. And let me tell you what. Every goal, all right, and I repeat this, every goal must have intentions and expectations. I repeat that again. Every goal, whether personal or financial goal that you're going to be setting yourself, it must have intention or intentions and expectations or expectation. And let me go a little deeper here. Let us suppose that you start a company, you start a business. What is your intention? Is the goal that you've set yourself to just cash flow maximize? Just opening that business, it's going to allow you to cash flow maximize? No. The intention must match your expectation. This is the rubber reaching the road. Okay? Your intention must be to add value and fix problems. Think about this very seriously, very deeply. If your intention is not about adding value and fixing problems, and your intention becomes your expectation, which is all about you want, because it's all about me, myself, and I, you've set the stage to fail. All right? The road is more than bumpy here. You don't even have rubber to add to the road because all you're focusing on is your expectation. So as you develop that goal, and this is how visionary think, all right? Visionary leader, they're clear about goal setting. And what they put up front, in front, the frontier, is what value they can add and what problems they can fix. This is how great leaders think. And if you want to learn this game and master this game, you too have to position yourself to learn, apply, and master this body of knowledge. And that's why we are here. All right. Now, it is from you learning, applying, and mastering this process of knowing how to add value and knowing how to fix problems that's going to set the stage for the next thing to happen. And that's for your expectations to be realized. And I don't want to get technical here because setting your intention may not be as automatic as you want it to be. All right, you may set an intention. You start a business and you say, this is your intention. But how do you know that your intention is aligned to the beneficiary needs, wants, and expectations? Again, if no alignment is taking place here, you're going to fail. And a visionary leader knows all of this. So our system is a unique system that will allow you to master this process, enhances significantly your chance to be more successful in whatever you're doing. This is a 10x blueprint that I'm giving you here. All right? So you understand that in setting every goal, it's important for you to understand the intention behind the goal and the expectations behind the goal. Now, this again has been coined by Global Capital Inc. Take full ownership of this, and 10X Branded and Marketing LLC out of New York. We are branding this. Every goal, all right? We're the first to be said, every goal must have an intention and expectations. All right? Now, again, if you're in business or intend to get into business, or if you're the average individual who wants to achieve more financially, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. So you'll be the first to get this information that we bring it to you on a regular basis. All right? So let's continue here. I'm coming down to the wire now. I'm going to wrap up shortly. Now, so you understand in setting your goal, think about it. Ask yourself, how am I adding value and how am I fixing problems? All right? And this, understanding this and mastering this, learning, applying, and mastering this, I promise you, it's going to open tremendous door for you to be more successful in realizing your expectations. I promise you that. Money back guarantee. All right? Now, your clear expectation, let me go a little deeper now into, clarity of expectation. What can be some of your expectations? So you set a corporate goal, and is it only about adding value and fixing problems? That's the intention. What are some of the expectations that you may have when you position yourself to become a corporate leader, a public speaker, innovator of products and services? What are some of your expectations? Yes, you want to add value, but what else? All right, what is your expectation? Now, expectation may have a personal element and may also have a professional element to it. And let's quickly just examine some of those things. One, You may be looking for recognition and reward. That's quite normal to have those kind of expectations. All right, quite normal. You know, in fact, if you don't have them as part of your expectation, I want to encourage you to include them. Secondly, you will be looking for respect and social inclusion. Quite normal again. All right. The great teacher, Abraham Maslow, the father of humanistic psychology, he talked of some of these things. Quite normal. All right. You might want to build a business growth and expansion may be another one of your expectations. So by adding value and fixing problems, your expectation is that you get customer loyalty, you grow your customer base, and you're able to grow and expand with local, regional, and international trade. Quite normal expectations. Perhaps you might want to position your brand to become one of the top 100 companies in the world. That's what we call visionary thinking, visionary leadership. Quite okay expectations for you to have. You may also want to, increase the business cash flow, increase your disposable income, cash flow maximize. Now, this is personal, this is professional, but it's quite okay for you to have these expectations. In fact, I expect you to have these expectations. All right, because when you commit to add value and fix problems, I really expect that in your expectations that you will be able to achieve all of those things I've just talked about. All right. Now, the very last concept that I want to talk very briefly about, and I'm going to brief about this, is what we call the 5 levels of visualization. Again, this is something that you want to learn, apply, and master. After all, we begin this program by asking a very important question. We ask, what makes a leader stand out? Everything that I've gone through today really helps you to understand not only why a great leader stand out, but we also give you tips and techniques that you can learn, apply, and master. You can adopt this entire concept to your life so you too can start to walk the path that allows you to become the great leader that stands out in business and in your personal life. All right. So let's talk about the 5 levels of visualization. Remember, this is unique to us. All right. Now, one of the great beginning steps to visualize is what we call think tanking and brainstorming. What exactly are you think tanking and brainstorming? You're think tanking your intention to add value. You're think tanking and brainstorming your intention to fix problems. You want to think tank that entire process. And there are certain key elements that is necessary in this think tanking process. It's important that you spend time to understand your target market. All right. Ensure that you understand their needs and wants and expectations, their dreams and hopes and aspirations. And in the building out of the mechanism to add value and fix problems, you know that you're on target. If you don't have the intelligence, you don't know if you're on target. And if you don't know you're on target, you're most likely doing something that may not give you the results that you want because the rubber does not meet the road. All right? Your intention does not align with the dreams, hopes, and aspirations of the people. So you don't achieve the objective. All visionary leaders know this. If they don't know it, believe me, they have a subject matter expert on their side that understands this process and is working with them to ensure that they get it right the first time. Because they don't have time, they don't have money, they don't have energy to waste. And I trust that you too don't have time, energy, and money to waste. So Understanding this think tanking and brainstorming process is important. All right, we talk about building the master plan. You want to have your builder's plan drawing. You want to have your business strategic plan. You want to have your personal life master plan. You need to have this. Now, when you have this, the next area of that we call visualization is you identify success habits. Are you aware of how many persons come this far to develop their business plan or have a professional do it? Develop their builder's plan drawing or have a professional do it? Develop their personal life master plan or have the professional do it? But guess what? You never identify the success habits that is essential for you to achieve the goal. You see, having these blueprints doesn't guarantee your success. Understanding success habits, understanding, first, identifying them, all right, is part of the brainstorming process. You want to identify what are those habits that you need to learn, apply, and master. What are those habits? And once you identify them, the next brainstorming process here is you committing the time, talent, and the resources to master these success habits. And one of the formula that we are using at Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York is what we call the RWTT formula. Now, what the RWTT formula represents? You must build healthy habits around reading. You must build healthy habits around writing. You must build healthy habits around talking. And you must build healthy habits around teaching. Those are as a formula. You want to know it, and then you want to master this. All right? Now, when you bring yourself to the point to master this, we also talk about success habits systemization. Success is built on system. It's not going to be built on accident. It's not going to be built on incidental, action. You must be deliberate. All right. That deliberate steps must be, systemized. And when I talk of systemization, I'm about to wrap up here. I'm going to be brief here. When I talk about systemizing this entire process that we have talked about here today, you want to systemize it. And what do I mean by this? There's what we call system transparency. Every step, every action, the entire game plan must be clear. Not only to you, because if you're applying team dynamics and team management, there are elements, essential elements of your business plan, your builder's plan draw, your personal life master plan must be clear to your team players. The essential parts must be clear to them. It must be clear to perhaps the project manager that is going to be helping you to achieve these big dreams that you have for yourself. All right. There must also be system consistency. What does system consistency has to do with all of this? So as you learn these success habits, you don't want to be doing it casually. You want to be doing it consistently. All right, so you build the system consistency, and then you apply the system accountability factor to it. You want to be accountable for your actions. You rise and fall on leadership. You rise and fall based on your actions and your inactions. And you want to have accountability for all of these things. All right, we've moved to system scalability. It's absolutely necessary for you to understand all of this. We've moved to system traceability. All your action must be traceable, and all your actions must be transformed. Why you want it to be transferable? Because you learn a success formula. There are many persons who would have attained success in life, but they can't trace it. They can't trace their steps to success. And if you can't trace it, you can't transfer this body of knowledge. But when we work with you, we ensure that you have this, so you can transfer this body of knowledge to the next department, to the next, organization. You can expand your vision where you're setting up multiple operations that is carrying this successful formula across the board. So today we talk about what makes a leader stand out. Why great leaders stand out. All right, and this is some great concepts that we're giving you to make you healthier when it comes to leadership. We're looking at your leadership health. We want you to become the next great leader, the next generation of great leaders, who are the global thinkers, the social actors, the transformational leaders, who are the dream makers, the game changers, and the trendsetters. You have the ability to achieve greatness, but it's not enough for you to know that you have this ability to achieve greatness. You must commit time, talent, and resources to activate the greatness within. Knowledge is power, but the application of that knowledge is where you get your superpower. Are you committing enough time to learn, apply, and master a process that allows you to really apply yourself in the area of your greatness? In the event that you need further intervention, I want to encourage you to reach out to us at Global Capital Inc., 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York. We have a team of dynamic minds. We have lawyers, we have economists, we have certified public accountants, we have a number of minds who are dealing with the financial world that can work with you in any area that you have in business. Our commitment is to work with you, to give you systems, to give you strategies, to give you mentorship, coaching, and support to achieve the highest level of success in business and in your personal life. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature. And I'm the self-published best-selling author for several books, including Billionaire Codes and Managers Too. My most recent book is titled 10X Branding and Marketing Blueprint Business Success Ecosystem. You don't want to miss this. Be blessed. See you in the next broadcast.